Dominus Cinephile.
Welcome to my movie and TV series reviews, where I will provide honest opinions of the latest releases. If the movie or TV series is a hit or a miss, be sure to know I will inform you. But if the movie or series is trash, be also sure to know that I will trash the hell out of the movie. I am Dominus Cinephile.
And the series on the review table today is the Nollywood TV series Inside Life. Inside Life is a 2024 Nollywood supernatural drama series, created and directed by Clarence Peters, with writing credits to Tonia Chukwurah, Olumide Kuti, and Clarence Peters. The series features a mix of notable Nollywood veterans and rising stars, including Jide Kosoko, Zack Orji, Gabriel Afolayan, Magdalene Otanwa, Scarlet Gomez, Chioma Ijeoma Omeruah, Chigul, Rotimi Adelegan, Abimbola Kazeem, Aino Gold, Uzoamaka Onuoha, Princess Obuseh, among others. Inside Life is a gripping psychological thriller set in the complex world of Nigerian society. The show explores the intricate and often hidden aspects of human emotions and relationships. The central plot revolves around a group of characters, each with a dark secret or unresolved trauma, which becomes entangled in a series of mysterious events. The series delves into the complexities of life in Lagos, focusing on themes such as betrayal, ambition, love, and survival. As secrets unravel, the characters are forced to confront their pasts and the choices they've made, leading to tense and dramatic moments. The 6-episode limited series premiered on Netflix on October 11th, 2024, accompanied by the usual buzz, mainly because Clarence Peters is at the helm. Known for his sharp eye for visuals and storytelling in music videos, expectations were high for Inside Life to deliver his signature blend of intense drama and cinematic flair. But does it live up to the hype? Let's dive in. The first episode kicks off with promising visuals that immediately draw you in, showcasing Clarence's undeniable talent. The camera work and direction are polished, and the storytelling initially seems well crafted. I'll admit, the first episode had me somewhat impressed, both by the visuals and the fresh performances from new faces. Many of the actors did a solid job and were a pleasure to watch, adding a breath of fresh air. Gabriel Afolayan's performance in the first episode was nothing short of captivating. His portrayal was powerful, and I was particularly impressed by the attention to detail in his character's appearance. The burnt skin makeup and the eerie hollow white eye added an authentic and haunting edge to his role. The scene leading up to his death was a standout moment, with the director masterfully using camera angles to heighten the tension and enhance Afolayan's performance. The dialogue, delivered in Yoruba, was equally impactful, adding depth and authenticity to the scene. It was a brilliant display of both acting and directorial finesse. By the time the series moves into the second episode, we're abruptly thrown into a new storyline that barely connects to the first. This episode introduces two sisters, with the elder being repeatedly violated by their stepfather, something their mother is disturbingly aware of. The girls ultimately take matters into their own hands, killing both the abusive stepfather and their complicit mother. While the visuals remain striking, drawing us into the traumatic experiences of the sisters, the episode fails spectacularly in connecting to the first. It feels like two different shows stitched together with no cohesive thread. The episode opens with a male character in a prison cell. A police officer tries to intimidate him, but is scared off, followed by a female inmate narrating how this man killed everyone who violated his mother. And then, nothing. This character, whose introduction seems to promise some larger role, disappears entirely from the rest of the series. It's baffling. His inclusion feels like a pointless filler, serving no purpose and contributing nothing to the overall plot. It's a complete misfire, leaving the audience frustrated and asking, why was this even here? After watching episode 2, I was left utterly confused. Beyond the stunning visuals, what exactly is this series trying to accomplish? There's no clear theme, no sense of continuity, and no payoff. It feels like style over substance, with visuals that outshine the muddled, incoherent storytelling. Episode 3 brings yet another story, and while the visuals continue to impress, the plot quickly unravels. This time, We follow a girl striving to land a modeling job, but any semblance of a coherent narrative is destroyed by the episode's absurd ending. The girl attends an audition and sits before a camera, answering questions. Then, without warning, the episode plunges into complete nonsense. A character wearing a fire ring appears, using mystical powers to control the girl in some laughably cliché attempt at suspense. It's painfully predictable and lacks any originality. As if that wasn't bad enough, a male character suddenly covers her face with a cloth, effectively kidnapping her. By the end of this episode, it was clear the series was spiraling into a pit of tired, recycled Yoruba Nollywood tropes. It's the same overused formula, full of supernatural gimmicks that make no sense in the context of the story. Each episode feels like its own disaster, with no overarching plot to hold it together. This is where I lost all hope for the series, an incoherent mess that relies on flashy visuals to distract from its complete lack of substance. Each episode of Inside Life is a chaotic jumble of events that will leave you questioning what the story even is. By the time you reach the end of episode 4, the same fire ring wielding woman shows up again, controlling yet another girl. At this point, I was on the brink of losing my mind. Episode 5 is the pinnacle of the madness that defines this series. Remember the younger sister from the earlier episode who killed her stepfather and mother. Now, she's staying with an older woman, and the entire episode revolves around these two characters in an utterly nonsensical way. The level of confusion in this episode is astounding. Every time they're shown together, you're led to believe the older woman is a seamstress or tailor, but we never see her actually work. Instead, all we get are scenes of the two aimlessly walking around the streets of Lagos with no apparent purpose or destination. There's not a single scene that gives any clarity on where they're going or what they're supposed to be doing. What is the point of these scenes? What are they accomplishing? Someone needs to ask the writers and director what they were thinking. Unsurprisingly, their pointless wandering ends with both characters getting kidnapped, and once again, the fire ring character reappears. At this point, the series has fully descended into a stereotypical Yoruba Nollywood trope, predictable, overdone, and lacking any originality. By episode 6, when Jide Kosoko shows up wearing the same fire ring, it becomes painfully clear that Inside Life has devolved into an incoherent mess. There's no connection between the episodes, no cohesive narrative, just a collection of random, nonsensical plots tied together by visual spectacle. It's a complete disaster from start to finish. Episode 6 fully spiraled into the typical, overused Yoruba Nollywood tropes we've seen 1,000 times. This felt like a rehash of Lakatabu and Lisabi, with the same lazy storytelling. The ring-wearing woman gets killed, and one of the kidnapped girls suddenly becomes the new ring queen. Now, Jide Kosoko's character and this newly anointed queen are battling for control, and the entire narrative devolves into a pointless animation, trying to explain the origins of the rings and their powers. By this point, every plotline from episode 1 to 5 is completely abandoned, as the story shifts focus to a laughable battle over mystical rings. It's painfully obvious that the writers and director had no real direction. They didn't know what story they wanted to tell, nor did they have the discipline to pick a central theme and stick to it. The series initially teases a strong commentary on injustice and hardship in Nigeria in the first few episodes, but that potential is quickly tossed aside. Each episode feels disconnected from the last, as though the creators threw in different ideas without bothering to tie them together. The prison cell subplot is another glaring example of the series' incoherence. There's absolutely no explanation for why prisoners are being killed, or even how it ties into the larger story. The police force is portrayed in an unrealistic, almost farcical manner. It's as if the series wanted to address every possible social issue and supernatural element at once, but ended up creating a tangled mess of unrelated plots. Inside, Life fails to deliver anything coherent, making it a complete waste of time. In summary, Inside Life had the potential to be a compelling series, but catastrophically failed to live up to expectations beyond its strong visuals and cinematography. The series started off promisingly with its first 3 episodes, but gradually descended into a chaotic mess riddled with plot holes and disjointed stories, culminating in the sheer madness of episode 6. The director seemed more concerned with creating a gritty aesthetic than focusing on what the story was supposed to be about. While a few lines of dialogue made sense and some actors delivered decent performances, these fleeting positives were utterly overshadowed by the overall lack of cohesion and purpose. The impressive cinematography and music score create a deceptive illusion that the narrative will be engaging, but by the time you realize the plot is falling apart, you're already too deep into yet another weak, frustrating Nollywood production that fails to deliver on its initial promise. And now for my rating. Inside Life scores a disappointing 3 out of 10. I'm definitely trashing this. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon for notifications. Also, be sure to follow me on TikTok, WhatsApp channel, and Instagram at Domino Cinephile for more movie and TV series reviews. Domino Cinephile, signing out.